Well, welcome to In Our Backyard. And in our backyard, today we're in Noel Davis's backyard. G'day, Noel. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, thanks.
All right, that's the way.
Yeah.
Now, Noel, you've got a bit of a story to tell us. You've done a little bit of rabbit trapping in your day, is that right?
That's correct, yes, I have that. Yeah.
Now, Noel, is it fair to say you're not 23 anymore? Can you tell us how old you are?
74, yeah.
74, so you're a fairly young bloke. So when did you start doing all this rabbit trapping?
Well, I started when I was about 14-year-old, yeah.
Crikey, so what year would that have been?
Oh, God, take it back.
Well,
yeah.
So are we talking the 40s?
Yeah, a bit 40s, that's for sure, yeah. So, at any rate, I trapped all around for people around Strathdowney, Lake Mundy, and went even up to Durgon.
You've got an old rabbit trap here, and you're going to actually show us how to set one, aren't you, Noel?
Yeah, that's correct. I'll show you how to set one, yeah.
Well, let's have a look at that.
Right.
All right, Noel, we've got the rabbit trap here, mate. Now, how do we set this thing? How do we sort it out?
Well, firstly, you go along and you put your peg in the ground, where you find a decent pad where you can see it padded and shiny where the rabbits are running. And if you look closely, you'll find where they've got pads where their feet hit. Not if you set in the centre, you might miss them. They'll jump on your bow. So you've got to look very carefully and experienced, and you'll find the places where they land. And
when they're hopping and that?
Yeah, when they're going along to feed, coming out of the bush.
Right.
And they got these decent pads, you can see them, and they go along, and then you find the place, so you knock the peg in, like that. Then you just get your hoe. This is a rabbit hoe. And
because you've got to set it down into the soil, have you?
Yes.
You don't just set it on top, you've got to set it in.
No, you set it down pretty level with the ground.
See, I would have done any good here because I would have just set it straight on the ground there and would have missed out. So you've actually got to set it into the ground, so I didn't know that.
Yes, you must set it into the ground.
All right, so we're doing that now.
You can snap them down and hold that down with your finger.
Right, so that's like that's to hold the plate in place, is it? Or just
that holds the jaws down.
Right, okay.
See,
okay.
That's the clinker, which holds the jaws down.
The clinker.
Yeah.
Right,
That's what they call that, the clinker. And you set him into the ground nice and firm. And I've got a piece of paper here. This piece of paper goes over the side of the plate. It must be on this side. And you put it there and tuck it under, and then you can cover that up. Some soil from somewhere that's a bit damp. Usually it's the winter time, it's always damp, you have no trouble. But you haven't have any little lumps or anything in them, so they won't close off properly.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've got to ask the question, Noel, why have we laid that bit of paper there on the side of that trap? What's happening there?
Well, that is to stop the sand or anything going down under the side of the plate. And if it gets down under the side of the plate, well, you're in trouble because the trap won't go off. And that's all there is to it. It just sits there and what they call blocking up with sand underneath it, and they can walk on it and it won't go off.
Oh, okay, so the trap's set, Noel, is that right?
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, I can't even see where it is, but you're going to snap it for us, are you?
Yep, yeah, that's right. And I was saying a little piece of wood or heap of leaves, if they get in the jaws, the trap don't close properly and the rabbit will skin his leg off and get out. Yeah, so see, the rabbit come hopping along, and when you're used to it, you can see where they pad mostly, and then the next one would be right there. Yeah, so yeah.
That's a fairly savage trap, Noel. I mean, what are the chances of it snapping their leg off there?
No, it does now and again. You get the odd leg, and as I say, a frosty morn's a bad morning because they haven't got no feeling at all then. And they'll just run around and around until they screw it off. Yeah, so to take that out, you just pull it out. But that's exactly how it works, and that's called the clinker.
Yeah.
These are the bows. It does most all the catching. And this is the bow that got all the pressure in to hold them.
You'd want to
These
be...
are the jaws, I should have said.
Yeah.
These are the jaws, what closes on them, and they're illegal today to use because they're steel, you see.
Right. Now, I've got to ask the question. I'm sure a lot of people at home are sitting there thinking, that looks pretty savage, that thing. Noel, did you ever catch your fingers in one?
Oh, yes, yeah, I have done, yeah.
And did you say ouch?
Oh, I sure did. And another time I was sitting way out the back of Burbing, and a bloke come along in an old Land Rover. He's another trapper, and he's got a trap on his hand along here, like his hand was in the trap, and the bow was here and he couldn't get it undone. He drove 4 miles looking for me. So I could help him. I had to get a piece of stick and put between his arm and the bow so I could press it down and get it off him.
Good grief.
Yeah, his hand was blue. Yeah, so
they're pretty dangerous things.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So you obviously go through a set routine every time you set one so that you don't have an accident, yeah.
That's right.
Right.
And just a demonstration now. Look, small clod. And I put that under there. That's why the paper's there.
Oh, right.
Any dirt can get under, so you can press on that and he won't go off until there's nothing under there.
Oh, okay.
And now he goes down and the clinker will be free then.
Oh, I see.
See?
Oh, I'm with it.
That's how it works. That's got to be, the rabbit hops on it and bang.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Got 3 little rabbits in the one trap one morning, one young kitten. And they were going over it, and it took the weight of the 3 of them to set it off, and here they are all sitting together. Yeah, let them out. We used to let the lot go, half-grown ones and that, so they'll grow for the next time.
Oh, okay.
The next fortnight.
Is it because they're no good to you when they're small?
No, that's right. They, when half-grown rabbits, they had big market for them, but the little fellas, you let them grow until next time. You'll catch them through there.
Well, me traps are all a jangle in an easy swing and tangle, and I'm setting in a circle, creeping round a fringe of trees, and I'm muck and gory splattered, and me cobber's torn and tattered, and I'm carefree as those bunnies till they fall for one of these, and I'm under no man's orders, and I reckon...
Now, Noel, you must have a few stories stored away in the memory banks there. You got a couple, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Now, why don't you regale us the story about Mingbill Way?
Oh, yes, yeah. That was many years back. I was employed by SAFOR for a vermin destruction. And
that's what they call it, a vermin destruction.
Yeah, cleaning out all the things that the rabbits and the hares and that'd chew all the pines off, you see. So I'd do that, and going along through the pines one day, I had 7 of my big staghounds, and they all took off, and they were barking and barking, so I walked across to see what's going on, and I was nearly getting bogged walking to them, and he wrote, there's a hat laying on the ground in a real big puddle of mud and stuff. I thought, crikey. So I walked across to it and got a big old flat board and dragged it out and put it near him, near this hat, and I picked the hat up and the face looked up at me and I said, oh, are you bogged, mate? He said, no, but my horse is.